welcome to a new episode of the TNT Boys podcast. Today is June 6th, Saturday. On this fine early morning, we got a whole lot of NFL mostly today to talk about. I'm joined with Sam as always, and the milkman decided to finally show up, so that's okay. Daniel, buddy, long time no see. Did you get milk wasted? Did you get milked out?
Did you get milked up?
I was taking that time off, boys. I was just milking it.
Yeah, you were milking the shit out of your time off. Thank you.
I know. You didn't know that this podcast provides 6 months vacation?
I didn't prove that.
Santa's got to work on that milk and cookies diet.
Look at me. I didn't approve it either.
Yeah. The only two people that can prove it is him and I. So, other than that, how's everyone's week been?
You know, it's actually been a good week. It's been one of the better weeks I've had in a while. So that's good. It's summer now where I work, so certain things have changed with programs and stuff, what I do there. And it just, I don't know, improves the schedule and just overall been a better week. So I'm happy. It's nice out. Some people complain about the heat, but I'm not one to complain about the heat. Honestly, I like summertime. I love it. My birthday's coming up, so
It's been humid, I would say.
I got that to look forward to, turning 30 this year.
Big 3-0.
Big 3-0. So also I've probably said this before, but I'm looking at potentially doing a contest in August 1st. So we've kind of started prepping for that. I'm going to try to get down to my old weight class. And so, yeah, but that's going well. Training's going well. Life's going good.
Nice.
Daniel, how about you? What we need an update from the milkman.
Well, if I had to make a long story short about a 6-month hiatus, I'd have a lot to say, right? So from previous episodes, I'm really busy with things like Narcotics Anonymous and Toastmasters International.
Butter toast.
Oh hell, the butter toast.
Yes, we'll help you master your toasting skills.
That
And
sounds so wrong to say. It just sounds weird.
until you deliver
it's
a
funny, though.
perfect toast.
Yeah,
But
that toast is not good.
Set your toaster to the right temperature.
right, and make sure you bob it on
It
both
needs
sides.
the right crisp.
Yeah.
You got to do it right.
You got to choose the right spread, whether it's butter, peanut butter, jelly,
Or a slice of cheese.
or a slice of cheese,
Or cheese whiz. Or whatever.
some avocado spread.
I don't know. Personally, I'm
Yeah,
a cinnamon
hipster
sugar
food.
guy. I'm a cinnamon sugar guy myself, but
Okay.
I like the butter. That's
See, I like waffles or pancakes better than toast.
I'd
like
have
all
to
the
second you.
above.
I like me some pancakes.
What about French toast?
now you're
Yeah,
getting
you can
fancy.
you can French some toast.
Now you're tickling my fancy here.
So you have Toastmasters. What about French Toastmasters?
Well, maybe that's what Toastmasters is like in France. It is an international company.
Just like French fries.
Just like French fries. Fry masters.
Next, we're gonna get hamburgers from Hamburg.
What
And turkey from Turkey.
Speaking of Hamburg, that's where we're gonna be traveling here
Greece from Greece.
in a few weeks. We actually, to tie up some service in Narcotics Anonymous, we have to travel to a little town called Hamburg, Pennsylvania. There's a conference out there that we'll be attending.
Yeah, Hamburgerville, baby.
Right? Come be a hamburger with us. And
Hamburgerville, let's go.
but other than that, things are winding down. Work's winding up. But that's not going to bother the podcast any.
Oh, it will.
The
It will.
extracurriculars are winding up. Will it?
Well, you see, it won't because we're used to not being here. So
Right?
anyway,
What about you, Kale?
this week was busy for once at work.
Tell us about it.
It's humid, just the heat, whatever. I'm not gonna sit here and complain about it. I mean, I gotta deal with it anyway, so why sit here and complain and cry about it?
Drink a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, I drink a lot of water, H2O. So yeah, other than that, week's been pretty good, busy. Trying to get some stuff done before we hit up Colorado here in the next week or two, and I can say honestly, and I know you and I talked about this, Sam. I'm just ready to just relax.
I'm ready for a break for sure.
Ready just like to do other things that are other than the important stuff.
Yeah.
You guys actually
just ready for a vacation, definitely.
you guys actually vacate on vacation? You guys don't go to service conferences and all that extra stuff and just do service?
See,
on your
normally
vacation?
when I plan a vacation, I usually have a powerlifting meet to go compete in. But not this time. Just going on vacation.
I think this is our because every time you and I've been together, if we went out of town, it's always on business.
Something. Yeah.
For something.
That's the majority of my vacations.
Whether it's
But
for the podcast or a powerlifting meet.
I don't even think like going to see Robbie's a vacation. It's just a weekend getaway.
That's Des Moines isn't really a vacation. I want to say.
But like going like to Colorado where you have like actually an itinerary to do stuff.
Yeah. We have stuff planned that we're actually going to do. So that makes
And you know what? Growing up, I always hated itineraries. Now I appreciate the shit out of them.
I like a balance of, spontaneous, like we'll figure it out when we get there, but also having just a general plan of like, this is what we can do this day. This is what we can do this day, and fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
Kind of on the spot type of thing.
Yeah.
sure, it's good to have a little bit of regimen around your vacation time, even if it's a little bit business. I don't know if we shared in previous podcasts, but Charlie and I, when we go to the Hamburg conference, we always go to the I-80 truck stop.
Why?
Why what? That's enough.
Yeah. See, now you don't like it. Yeah.
No. I don't mind it, but we don't need to be doing that the whole episode. Kale.
It sounded moist.
He sounds offended.
But yeah, we go to the I-80 truck stop every year when we're done with the conference. And this year we get the opportunity to bring a friend along with us.
No.
So, no, not you. Not this time.
Okay, good.
Maybe another time.
No. Never.
Never.
One friend. They got to bring one friend.
I'm
we only
serious.
have one friend.
Damn, that's pretty sad to say out loud.
What?
We only have one friend. We're not friends, apparently.
I didn't say that.
No.
You're
I'm
my
saying-
coworker.
He said he has only one friend, so he doesn't consider us friends.
Who's your one friend? It's me, isn't it?
No, his name is Brian. He's imaginary.
His name is Brian.
His name's Brian.
He's
Brian Griffin,
imaginary.
huh? Brian Griffin, huh?
Brian Griffin from Family Guy? Really, dude?
Yeah.
Wow.
Tried to get Stewie. He wasn't available.
What I was going to say about that place is, remember when we talked about when you first came on, how we needed to take that trip, us three, just go?
Yes.
Still got to do that.
Still a thing.
Still got to do it.
I mean, I got the GoPro now. I have the proper, setup stuff. So I don't know. I have a video of me golfing. I don't know if I want to release because it was like, it was bad. That's the purpose of the recording, but, I don't know. Some of the clips it doesn't seem like a vlog type of video. I don't know. I just have to put it together still and see.
Gonna show us your slice of life.
What?
Slice of life.
It's a golf term when you jack the ball to the left or the right. It's called slicing it.
I don't know what that means. I just hit the ball and go.
We want to see the clips.
Yeah, we'll see. One day. It'll make its rounds.
Why are you gatekeeping them?
Because I haven't edited them yet. That's why.
Why haven't you edited them yet?
You know why. I'm busy in my life.
Are you afraid to release them raw?
Everyone's busy.
Yeah, but I don't have time to sit on a computer and edit like for 5 hours. The only time I do is this.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on. Let's get out.
Yeah,
over
let's
that.
get into the podcast.
Yeah. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. We'll start with the NFL. Just regular talking football again, and I got some big NFL points going on this week, and we'll Daniel chime in, Kale chime in on anything we bring up here, but we'll start with the Bills.
Go Broncos.
Newly acquired wide receiver DJ Moore admits to growing pains with new team. He's confident it will get perfect later. So,
I forgot he got traded to the Bills.
I haven't. I think it's good. I think it's good for Josh Allen that he has an actual number one receiver now, even though he won a league MVP after Stephon Diggs left and he was spreading the ball around, didn't have a true number one. Now he has a true number one, but DJ Moore is a diva type of personality, like a Stephon Diggs that's going to whine and cry if he doesn't get 10 plus targets a game. So I think, there's growing pains right now, but he keeps working with Josh, keeps working with that offense throughout the offseason. Eventually it'll get really good, and I think he'll have a good season in 2026. Daniel, what are your thoughts?
Well, I've always consistently thought that the Bills are one of the top contenders to continue to show up in the playoffs and be the person that shuts out the teams that matter. I don't want to see my team go up against the Bills in the playoffs. Consistently,
beat them in the playoffs
they've been the ones to beat them out.
However, I will like to say what you just said. They are really good to get to the playoffs and stuff, but they are not clutch in the moments in the playoffs.
But Denver, your team beat
They did.
Buffalo last year in the playoffs. But yeah, I agree with you, Kale. They make it to the playoffs every year, and they always seem to win at least one playoff game.
And then they fuck it up at the end of the next game, either in almost an overtime game or in overtime, or they get blown out.
And they still haven't been to the Super Bowl. Like, they've been to a couple AFC championship games. Both times they lost to the Chiefs. There's one time they lost to Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Most times they've gotten eliminated was either Mahomes and the Chiefs or once by Joe Burrow and the Bengals. But last year it was by Bo Nix and the Broncos. And unfortunately, Bo Nix got hurt like on the very last play or something crazy like that. But yeah, so
Or his ACL.
Yeah, so there was a lot of ACL tears last year.
There were. I started to wonder whether people were just trying to follow Bo Nix out.
No, I think it was a lot of people are saying it was turf wise. So like,
yeah,
look at the stadium in New York, MetLife. I mean, they just switched their gas. They just switched their turf to actual grass. Personally, as a player who played football, I would actually prefer to play on grass and whatnot, because on turf you're playing under concrete. So
gotcha. Turf is a lot more high impact.
Yeah. I would say definitely grass. I've always preferred. I don't mind turf, especially like when it's raining or you're playing in the elements. I almost prefer turf because it doesn't get you don't get muddy, because the grass gets muddy and you tear up the grass when it's raining and you're in the elements.
I would prefer mud. Honestly, I like mud.
It's hard to keep your footing. I guess from my standpoint, I was a running back, a fullback, and it's hard to maintain your footing.
Which I get that,
when you're slipping around in the mud and stuff.
I guess the dirty side of it is what I like. So
yeah,
I could understand as a lineman with the footing.
Kale likes to get down and dirty.
Yeah, this was on last night trying to work on my mower.
Yeah.
The only grass in football I've seen is the neighbor's backyard, so you guys definitely got that experience on me.
But yeah, I think DJ Moore will end up really boosting the Bills' offense next season. I don't see how he doesn't. He just has to build more chemistry in the offense and with his quarterback. Do you guys have any more thoughts on that?
They have another receiver that they weren't going to trade in
Keon Coleman.
Yeah, Coleman. He's come up and coming, and I think he's going to do well as a number 2 for them. Obviously, DJ Moore's number 1, and Coleman, and then they also have their tight end, who also is pretty good.
Kincaid.
So, yep. And then
they drafted Coleman a couple of years ago. Had big expectations for him because he was supposed to be the replacement for Stephon Diggs. Yeah. And he's kind of
been up and down.
I think he can still be a solid receiver for them. They also still have Khalil Shakir, who's a great slot receiver, but Dalton Kincaid is a great tight end, and they still have Dawson Knox, who's another good tight end.
Was it Coleman that we talked about a while back, or was it Kincaid? Was it
It was Coleman.
Was it? I thought it was slot receiver.
It was Coleman because they the coach or the general manager was like, I think his best play is yet to come.
Yeah. So he's putting faith in him.
And his their running back, James Cook, is one of the best in the league as well. So they've got the pieces. DJ Moore will fit right in eventually, and Josh Allen will make sure that happens because, I mean, you could argue Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the league right now. So, you guys have any more thoughts on that, or
we can move on?
With so many weapons on offense, I mean,
yeah.
To beg the question is it just that they fluke in the playoffs, or is there something they could do defensively to make their picture clearer?
I just feel like they always run into someone who's better in the playoffs.
And knowing that, like, I feel like they improve one part of their team, and then the other part goes to crap, and then they're back to square one.
I don't think it's. I mean, Josh Allen is notorious for turnovers in the past, but I don't think it's. I mean. They're not making it that far in the first place without Allen. So we'll move on. We'll stay in the AFC East. We got the Patriots. I can't hear myself talk, but is that
Yeah, you're
normal?
coming through clear. Crystal
am?
clear,
Yeah,
yes.
it's something, I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
We're just going to have to deal with it.
I can't hear myself, but that's fine. You guys can hear me. That's all that matters. Patriots, the team has finally traded for wide receiver A.J. Brown from the Eagles. And a cool thing about that is Brown actually grew up a Patriots fan. So what are your guys' thoughts on that? The Patriots finally have A.J. Brown.
Well, I mean, that sounds like the place where he wanted to land for a while. And now we just have to see whether there's going to be that connection. That connection's a big part of what goes on in football teams.
Chemistry.
Right. Is Drake Maye going to be able to make that work for the team? Is he going to make that work for the offense?
Well, I was going to say is, with that whole A.J. Brown trade thing, it seems like there's a lot of drama coming out of Philadelphia about it. I read something the other day that he was the one that actually leaked some of the stuff. And, and then one person made a good argument is there was a picture. It was him. I think it was Smith that was in front of him and he was behind him. And then you can almost see him pulling down him where he was up here almost catching the ball. And the person said, yeah, I don't believe anything. I lost faith in A.J. Brown after I saw this. Which I can kind of see, like...
He's known as a diva. I mean,
it seems like his ego's growing a little bit.
He's very talented receiver. One of the best in the league, obviously. And maybe his attitude will change now that he's with his childhood favorite team. I mean, I know all three of us at one point as little boys wanted to play for our favorite team when we grew up.
Yeah.
I know when I first got into football, I wanted to be a quarterback for the Green Bay Packers one day, and be like Brett Favre out there throwing touchdowns.
I want to be like 5.
That's exactly what it was. I watched Brett Favre out there.
Don't worry.
Throwing touchdowns.
I wanted to be like Sue. So,
yeah.
I just wanted to play football.
And, that's... And to be able to go out there and play for his childhood team has got to be awesome. But at the same time, think about it. They just got rid of one diva wide receiver, Stephon Diggs,
to another.
and now they're getting another one. Now A.J. Brown is much younger, much more in his prime than Diggs. Diggs is, you could argue, is washed up at this point. It's all about building that connection with Drake Maye. Like you said, Daniel, building chemistry in the offense. They did get Romeo Doubs from the Packers.
That was a good pickup for them.
They have Kayshon Boutte, who had a great rookie. I think he was a rookie last year. He made some good plays. They have a good tight end in Hunter Henry. They have some good running backs. Overall, solid team. Mike Vrabel's a great coach, despite some of the other stuff that's been going on this offseason with him.
But that stuff, I think, has calmed down a lot.
I feel like it's calmed down a lot. But yeah, I don't know. I think...
I was going to say, sorry to cut you off. Hunter Henry is kind of like an underrated tight end. I think
he is.
He gets his flowers, but he doesn't get enough flowers.
He doesn't get talked about like the Kittles and the Kelseys and the
and he's been on the
Trey
team for
McBrides.
a while.
Right.
He used to play for the Chargers.
Yeah.
But he's been on the Patriots for a while and
For a hot minute.
And he's steady.
He is steady, yes.
Steady.
And
he flies under the radar.
And like to back up what Daniel said is that offense, I think this year they're going to not just have a good offense. I think they're going to be better than they were last year, because they got a lot of their linemen coming back. Their rookie lineman's going to have his second year this year. So,
and their receiving core is arguably better now with Brown and Dobbs now.
And then that rookie you were talking about.
Yeah.
I think that rookie's going to be.
He was a rookie last year.
Yeah, but I mean, the sophomore year.
Yeah, Keyshawn Boutte.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember.
Mac Hollins even had a great play in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Mac Hollins
he's
still
still
pretty
there.
good. Yeah, he's still pretty good receiver.
And then running back, they still have Ramondre Stevenson, and they have Travion Henderson.
Well, Stevenson's hit or miss sometimes, but he's still pretty good.
He's a good, hard-nosed power back.
Reliable.
Their big play guy is Travion Henderson, who played really good for them last year.
And when you put the right piece into the right puzzle and it fits, it works well. I mean, look at some of the beginnings of, and I know that I'm from the AFC West, so I only know what happens in the West, but
the Wild West,
right? When Mahomes started playing and that clicked in well with him and Kelsey and how explosive that was at the beginning, Drake Maye's so young and fresh to this, and now to get a piece like A.J. Brown, this is potentially the best thing to happen to the Patriots in a while.
Well, the thing with the Chiefs, too, is one of the best things.
Sorry.
One of the best things that happened to Mahomes was sitting a year behind Alex Smith and watching Andy Reid's offense. And then, he fit like a glove with Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, all those guys. The last time, really, the Patriots made a splash move for a wide receiver was 2007 when they went and got Randy Moss.
Yes.
And him and Tom Brady just exploded onto the scene that next season. They went 16-0, 18-0, and then lost the Super Bowl. But that's arguably one of the greatest teams in NFL history, and they didn't even win the Super Bowl.
Right, and I was going to say it would be a stretch to say that a piece would fit just like that, but who's to down the love that A.J. Brown has for being
Well, and isn't Josh McDaniels their OC?
Yeah.
Again? Yeah.
Yep.
So
Which, honestly,
that should work out pretty well because, he's a terrible head coach. Like, he is not.
he's a mastermind OC.
But he is one of the best OCs maybe of all time.
But, I think they're going to have a pretty good year. I think they're going to make a good run in the playoffs. I don't know. I mean, honestly, we could probably say they're Super Bowl contenders again.
Here's my ultimate question before we move on. AFC East, now with the A.J. Brown fishing on the Patriots, who's your favorite to win the AFC East in 2026? Buffalo Bills or New England Patriots?
That's a tough one.
I'm gonna row Bills. I think the Bills, because Patriots won it last year after the Bills won it for like a bunch of years in a row. I think the Bills come out on top again this year. I don't think Josh Allen finishes second 2 years in a row.
I think both teams are going to.
I think they both make the playoffs, but I think the Bills win the division.
I think one of them is they're gonna either mess up the clutch moment, but I don't know. I feel like experience is lacking a little bit with New England, but I'm gonna roll with the Bills, and I say that because they have a lot of veterans on the team that's been there versus a team that's very young and been there 1 year, but Vrabel has been there how many times and whatever else.
Drake Maye's had a great year last year, and I think he's going to have a great career.
But then he's flopped in the Super Bowl a little bit, it's all right.
Josh Allen is the better quarterback still.
By far.
Your pick.
I've got to lean with Kale on that one. I think that putting the puzzle pieces together is one thing, but whether or not they fit where you set them, that's another thing.
Whether they execute or not.
Exactly. If they execute, I think that either way, the Patriots are going to stand out as a completely different team this year. But if I was to put them up against the experience and the consistency of the Bills, I would say Josh Allen is still taking them through.
All right, so we all picked Buffalo.
Man, Ethan's going to kill me. Remember Ethan? He had big
I remember.
I'm going to hear about it.
All right. One more for the AFC East. We got the Jets. Wide receiver Garrett Wilson is determined to return to his prime this season. So he had a down year last year with some turmoil going at quarterback with the Jets. They had Justin Fields. They had Tyrod Taylor. It's actually Tyrod Taylor, I figured out.
Really?
The rookie Brady Cook. And then the year before that, he had Aaron Rodgers on a down year. But he's determined to get back to that level of elite play this year. Geno Smith's his quarterback. Geno Smith is back on the Jets after getting drafted there in 2013. He's returned there. What are you guys' thoughts on that, I guess?
Geno's been there. He's done that before. The connection that he could potentially have here with Garrett Wilson, I mean, this could be the stuff of magic.
So
I'm not going to hand that to Geno Smith as this is another one of those Cinderella stories like when he was traded to the Raiders. But
so Geno has been on the Jets before, but he's never played with Garrett Wilson before.
Right.
It's been, his last year on the Jets was 2015, so it's been over a decade since he's played for them.
And then played a lot for the Seahawks and played pretty well for the Seahawks over his last year.
After Russell Wilson left, he had 3 really good years in Seattle, went to the Raiders, flopped.
Which, speaking of Russell, he just retired too.
We'll get to that.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't see that part.
That's what I was going to say. That's the whole reason why they thought he was going to take off at the Raiders is because he was following the coach over and it looked like a good deal. And then he flopped. And that's sad. I really wanted to see him do well.
But Aaron Glenn, who's the head coach of the Jets, he's committed to Geno Smith as the starter. So we'll see how that goes. Kale, do you have any thoughts on the Garrett Wilson topic?
You know, as long as the Jets can get their shit together, I think he's going to have a pretty good year. Aaron Glenn, you know, I think he's trying to still in place a lot of the Detroit stuff he learned with Dan Campbell, using grit and stuff. But
kneecaps.
Geno Smith, you know, with Garrett Wilson, I think that'd be pretty solid. But the only thing is that Geno needs to stay healthy, and Geno needs not to make mistakes. So
he need not.
He need not. Yes, he need not.
he need not make mistakes.
He doesn't need to make any mistakes, but you know, we're talking about Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson, he could be a top receiver like he was projected coming out. And you know what? Hey, you know, I think he could get it done as long as he stay healthy.
Had a couple great seasons to start his career with Zach Wilson. That's his primary quarterback.
The mom Cougar Hunter.
For some reason, he had a down year when Aaron Rodgers was his quarterback. And then obviously had a down year with Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor, and all those other guys.
I think when Aaron was there, I think that that whole coaching staff was just a complete shit show, like a dumpster fire.
You know, one guy I'd like to see have a big year for the Jets is Breece Hall, the running back.
Yeah,
I think he has potential to be a top 5 running back.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a great stellar year. I mean, he's been their workhorse for that team anyway. Last few years,
he's dealt with some injuries. I think a couple of years ago.
Yeah, and I truly believe that, you know, once we get him figured out, or once they get him figured out, and then the quarterback situation, I think they'd be a pretty solid team. Their defense ain't too bad. Their defense is not bad, even though they traded their main guy to Indianapolis. But
and then the other team, the AFC East, the Dolphins, I could see them being a little better this year with the new coach, new quarterback.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of people have them not doing so well, but they had a pretty good draft. The receiving core is a little weak, but who knows? The AFC East could be fun to watch this year.
But like we've talked about before, and, you know, we talked with Brody about it, is, you know, Malik Willis.
I
don't know why I say Wilson. Malik Willis. Malik Willis, you know, he's going to be pretty good for a little bit until teams start figuring out his game plan again. And then, you know, you got the new coach, the DC that was over in Green Bay. We'll see how he does as an offensive with both sides. But I think, you know, like you said, I
got a question for you. I don't mean to cut you off, but do you think Malik Willis will still be good and be able to keep being good once teams figure him out?
Yeah, I think so. I truly do. And you know what? Hey, if you realize you're getting figured out, you just got to get 10 steps ahead of them. And,
yeah,
you know, they might be one step but you're one step ahead. Whatever the saying is, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that any team and any player, any position could be potentially dismantled. We saw how well Adrian Peterson came into the league years back and playing for Minnesota. And he was very explosive right away. But then after they figured him out, he kind of fizzled down. He's still a good back. But
Adrian Peterson was
definitely doesn't play like he used to.
Well, Adrian Peterson he was not human.
Yeah.
He was a monster.
The way he came back from that ACL tear and rushed for 2,000 yards the next year.
Unheard of.
I hate the Vikings, but Adrian Peterson, best running back of my lifetime. You could argue LaDainian Tomlinson or maybe Derrick Henry, but
he's up there.
Adrian Peterson.
Dude, LaDainian Tomlinson, I used to have his jersey growing up, and dude, he was a baller on that San Diego team with him and Phillip Rivers, Antonio Gates, all that baller.
Vincent Jackson.
Yep.
All right. Moving on to the AFC North, I didn't have anything for the Ravens this week, but
wow, actually,
no, I didn't. But the
Nothing?
Bengals. No, did you?
No, no. I was just gonna say no because I haven't really heard much about Shorty McShortyson over there, Diego Pavia.
Oh yeah,
I haven't heard much about that. So
no. Well, we'll see what comes of that. But
maybe no news is good news.
We'll go to the Bengals. The team's reaction to the Browns trading Myles Garrett and backup quarterback Joe Flacco said it's good for us. And he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
it's really good for the Browns because now they just
for the
open
Bengals. For the Bengals.
Bengals.
Talk about Browns.
Well, it's good for the Bengals that the Browns got rid of Myles Garrett because they're division rivals.
Right. And without that,
Joe Burrow doesn't have to face Myles Garrett twice a
exactly,
year.
he doesn't have to worry about that pressure with that
Yeah.
key defensive player gone.
Now, the Browns did get Jared Verse, who's also a stud. He's no Myles Garrett, but he is a stud from the Rams. But yeah, I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on the whole? I guess the next topic is the Browns traded Myles Garrett for Jared Verse and 3 draft picks. What are our thoughts on the Myles Garrett trade?
I think Myles Garrett's trade, the Myles Garrett trade, I think it's still shell shocking about it because
Is your shell shocked?
no, it's shocking because, it's just something you did not expect. And
I didn't expect it.
I didn't expect it to be the Rams.
No one expected it.
No one did.
TNT boys shell shocked.
Yeah.
And,
TNT boys explode.
That sounds so cringy. But
It's TNT.
Sam was it Chat GPT? So Sam GPT. That's something Chat GPT would probably say.
Probably.
Yeah.
Cut it. Send it.
Anyway, no, like I said, I was shocked to see it. It's good for the Bengals. Hopefully Burrow can stay healthy.
Yeah.
They still got some pretty good hard hitters in that division. So he was the top one.
He's the best defensive player in the league right now, obviously. And
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about this before the recording. I think he's maybe a top 2 edge rusher all time. The only one I think I can confidently put ahead of him is Lawrence Taylor.
I mean, to have the single season sack record.
I mean, there's also
Playing for
Reggie
the Browns.
White, Michael Strahan, JJ Watt. Like, there's a lot of.
Aaron Donald.
Well, I'm talking pure edge rushers.
Oh.
Aaron Donald was more interior. But like edge rushers, I mean, like I said, Lawrence Taylor, Reggie White, Michael Strahan, JJ Watt. But Myles Garrett, I mean, I put him over some of those guys. I mean, he's that good.
Definitely.
And who else is, top nowadays? I mean, Micah Parsons, TJ Watt, Nick Bosa.
Mm-hmm.
So, Max Crosby, Aiden Hutchinson. But I don't know. I think it's obviously good for the opposing quarterbacks in that division. But at the same time, the Browns did get Jared Verse from the Rams and 3 draft picks. And Verse also said he's not there to fill Myles Garrett's shoes. He's there to be Jared Verse and be the best player he can be. And I like that mindset. You can't step into a situation replacing an all-time legend thinking you're going to be replace the all-time legend.
I think
I remember back in, 2012 when the Colts drafted Andrew Luck. I remember a lot of interviews with him that happened where he said, I'm not waking up every day trying to be Peyton Manning.
Right.
And you can't. Now, Jared Verse is a totally different player than Myles Garrett. They're both edge rushers, but Myles Garrett is more of a 4-3 defensive end, whereas Jared Verse is more of a 3-4 outside linebacker. Different type of edge rusher.
And comparison is the thief of joy. If we go into this next season and he believes that he's going to have to be somebody he's not, guess what? He's not even going to enjoy what he does.
Well, that's the thing, too, is, and I think, and I've listened to him talk on the Rush podcast before by another edge rusher, Max Crosby from the Raiders. And he doesn't seem like the type of guy that's going to get in his head about all that. And I just after listening to him speak, and like I said, he's more of a linebacker, whereas Garrett's more of a true D end. They're both edge rushers, so Verse might actually add some versatility in like pass coverage that maybe Myles Garrett didn't really necessarily bring to the table. He's hand in the dirt, lining up on the line, go after the quarterback. Whereas Verse is more of a stand-up linebacker out of a 3-4. Yeah, he's going to rush the passer, but he can also drop back in coverage if needed. He might not be quite as good at stopping the run either, but he just adds a different type of element, and he's a different type of edge rusher, different type of player than Myles Garrett. And we'll see what happens.
Seems like he's more rounded, even-keeled. He doesn't have that edge.
Well, they're just different type of players. He's more, Myles Garrett is bigger. He's more, like I said, hand in the dirt, defensive lineman. He's going to go after the quarterback, and he's elite. One of the best ever to do it.
Of course.
Versus more,
criticize him.
Versus more, he's going to do that, but he's also more kind of finesse. He can fade back in coverage and defend the pass a little bit better. But he's not going to rush the passer as well as Myles Garrett.
Whereas Garrett wouldn't need to because he's already standing in the pocket.
Exactly. He's in the pocket. He's not out of the pocket.
Yeah, guys, we need to stay in the pocket.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was going to say a lot of people are, and I do agree with this, a lot of people are saying that, salary cap wise really helped financially with the Browns. So now they can actually go build a team around Jared Verse or whoever, or Shador or
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, for God forbid Deshaun Watson.
Who I still think is going to be their starting quarterback come week 1.
Mm-hmm.
We'll move on from that to the Steelers. So last AFC North topic, the team and tight end Darnell Washington, the huge tight end. That's like almost 300 pounds, and he's like 6'7", 6'8". They have agreed on a 4-year contract extension, so they must really like this guy.
They must be doing pretty well for them. So, I mean,
he was a good red zone target for him last year for Rodgers.
And maybe that was a request from Rodgers, like, hey, I need him.
Well, so he was their third string tight end last year behind Pat Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith's no longer there. So Darnell Washington steps up into that second string role behind Freiermuth, who I think
which they still see playing time.
And he also got a big extension, if I'm not mistaken. Freiermuth did. And so Washington's versatile, though. He's big. He's just a big dude.
A big boy.
And, you could use him. I mean, in my opinion, he could be an emergency offensive tackle. You could use him in the backfield as a lead blocker at fullback or like kind of an H-back role. So he's just a big target for Aaron Rodgers in the red zone, down on the goal line. So, yeah, that's
pretty solid.
Good for Washington.
Good on the Steelers.
You guys, Daniel, do you have any other thoughts on that?
Well, I've always seen the Steelers as, at this point in the league, being kind of a middle of the road, successful franchise. I don't think that they're a bad team. I don't think that they're doing anything that's changing their dynamic too much, but I think that's what they want. They want to stay comfortable where they are and move forward because they have the right pieces. They're just learning how to put them in place.
You kind of just, pretty much summed up the Steelers nowadays. Is they're good enough to, sneak into the playoffs every year. They're not bad enough to get a super high draft pick, but they're not good enough to go on a deep run.
Oh, and, you know.
But they have improved their offense quite a bit this offseason with adding some new weapons for Aaron. And Aaron coming back helps a lot, even though he admitted it's going to be his last year. It will be his last.
Roll or bust for them.
So, but he's got his old coach, Mike McCarthy, there with him now, too.
So who's to say that they don't decide to hash the mark this year and actually go for what they've got? Middle of the road gives you options to stay, and it gives you options to fluctuate where you are, but it doesn't make you do anything risky. What if they take the risk?
And here's another funny thing we realized the last couple episodes with the Steelers. Dan, you'll like this. So Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy reunite on the Steelers, the team they beat in the Super Bowl while with the Packers back in 2010, 2011.
Bum, 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 bum.
Kind of funny.
Couple things I was going to add about this is one, we can't forget about their defense. Their defense is pretty good, and
yeah,
they're going to be better.
Steelers are known for defense. They're always going to make sure their defense is on point.
And I think they've always had a solid run game. Sorry, Kale.
You're good. I was going to say, too, you know, with the quarterback room for Aaron, I think there's going to be a competition for his successor there, because you got Will Howard and
Drew Aller. Mason Rudolph, I think, is still on the roster. He's obviously no one's quarterback of the future, but he's a nice.
He was a good piece for them when they were down.
He's a nice veteran backup, though, for now.
Yeah.
Like if Rodgers were to go down, you know,
Yep.
God forbid. But if he were to go down this year, they're probably turning to Mason over one of the other two guys who are just young and inexperienced. At least Mason has experience.
Out of that, though, I don't know. That's going to be a tough one. Who they would choose.
Yeah, between Howard and Aller.
Yeah. Good, solid quarterbacks.
They're both big dudes. They kind of fit that Steeler mold, that Big Ben type of build.
Remember.
But I also heard that they are changing Drew Aller's whole mechanics. His whole throwing motion, his whole form, his footwork, everything.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
They said it's not good, and they are changing it completely. So if I had to choose right now, I'd probably choose Will Howard.
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're all leaning that way. I think we're all leaning that way. You're looking at me like, tell us.
You know how it'd have to feel kind of bad to be like a young rookie quarterback on a team, and then for Aaron Rodgers to show up to camp and be like, "Yeah, dude, your mechanics are terrible. You need to work on that."
I don't know. I would take that on the chin if that was me.
I would take it on the chin, and I would take it to heart and work on that. But it would also be like, dang, my childhood hero just told me.
If
I'm
one
garbage.
of the best. If one of the best just told me I'm garbage, but yeah, he's saying that like I see improvement.
Right.
Fuck yeah, I'm changing it.
Bro, yeah. Like
Take out the trash.
Yeah. So
recycle.
We'll move on from that. We got AFC South. I got the Colts.
I'm sorry. When you said about my favorite quarterback of all time, I just think of the SpongeBob goes into his heart and just shatters.
Yeah. What? We got the Colts. Now we're in the AFC South. Hall of Fame wide receiver Raymond Berry dies at 93. Berry was the number one receiver for Hall of Fame quarterback Johnny Unitas.
Oh yeah.
I kind of think of Unitas and Berry as the Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison before Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison.
They were a good combo.
They called it the greatest game ever, where it was the Colts versus the Giants or something way back in like the 50s or 60s or whatever. And that was Colts offense was low key loaded back then. There was a lot of old names I'm going to bring up, but obviously Johnny U was the QB. He was the Peyton Manning of that era. Raymond Berry was the best receiver in the league at that time.
Yep.
And they had a couple really good running backs. They had Lenny Moore was the tailback, and Alan Amici was the fullback.
Amici.
Yeah.
Your books run deep, Sam. I'm like, who? I knew Johnny Unitas, and that's where I stopped.
Johnny Unitas.
But I think the Colts won that game, if I'm not mistaken. And that game over the Giants, the greatest game ever, they called it. That was the NFL championship that year. I don't remember what year, but that's before the Super Bowl even existed. Yeah, my football knowledge goes back a ways.
Further than mine.
I just studied the game a lot growing up, and I know random facts about NFL football. So anyway, rest in peace to Raymond Berry. Thoughts and prayers go out to his family and friends. And we'll move on to the Titans. Another kind of sad one. Cool and sad, but wide receiver Wan'Dale Robinson, former Nebraska Cornhusker, is to wear jersey number 4 to honor late friend Rondale Moore this season. So, again,
Good homage.
Rondale Moore, he played for the Cardinals for a few years.
Dude, he was good at Purdue. When he played
Yeah.
us, he would cook us.
Yeah. And obviously it's been, a year almost now since he passed away.
Yep.
And I guess him and Wan'Dale Robinson, very similar builds, similar type receivers. And so I guess they were friends. So Wan'Dale Robinson is going to wear his old jersey numbers. So that's cool. I didn't have much for the AFC West. I know Daniel's a big Broncos head. So I don't know if, Daniel, you want to talk a little bit about maybe the Broncos and the Chiefs, because I know your wife's a big Chiefs fan too. So if you have anything to add there, go for it now.
Yeah,
Now's your time to speak, Daniel.
It's your time to shine, buddy.
Admittedly, I need to dig more into my franchise and actually follow my team closer, because most people just ride the Kansas City train. And since my wife is a Kansas City Chiefs fan, most of the people in my life are all waving that red flag. So if I don't try to pick up blue and orange from time to time, I never will. And I think that it's going to be an interesting story to see how we go forward. Denver having our quarterback play so well and then come into the ACL injury, and then, Patrick Mahomes also with an ACL injury. And as we were talking a little bit before the podcast, projecting from previous podcasts here with the TNT boys, that Mahomes is actually on schedule to come back potentially game 1.
Yeah.
Week 1.
That's reports. Most reports lately have said he's way ahead of schedule with his recovery, and he's actually expected to be back by week 1 now. So,
in the
I think it'd be
previous
stupid
season
to rush him back, but if he's good and ready to go, why not?
Exactly. And especially with a player of his quality and talent, the team needs him. They have some critical weapons that are missing or disjointed, I suppose. They've got
Rashee Rice in particular
locked up, and I can hear Akon playing in the background here. And then they've got
locked up. They won't let me out. They won't let me out. Locked up. I heard that song a lot at work, so
Yeah.
I just think it's funny. I'm like, yeah, I'm in jail.
That was like a big part of my early adulthood, was being locked up. Anyway, moving on. Back to the football podcast.
TMI, maybe.
We're also looking at the idea that one of their receivers was also injured and projected to be back.
I wanted to ask you, Daniel, how did you feel about the Broncos signing Jalen Waddle, wide receiver from the Dolphins?
I thought, they signed him. They didn't trade him.
They traded for Jalen Waddle from the Dolphins.
Well,
This is a while back, but
right.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I never spoke on it because, you can't speak on something when you're not present.
right.
And
That's probably their biggest move this offseason, was trading for Jalen Waddle.
if I had to be honest,
Waddle.
I see the point of the move, trying to potentially give receivers that have.
Well, you got to give Bo Nix more weapons.
Bo Nix.
Because all he had was Cortland Sutton, really, and Evan Ingram at tight end. He's got a couple good running backs, but you need another good wide receiver out there. And Cortland Sutton's got the size and the height. Jalen Waddle's got the speed and the versatility.
Well, and that's what I was going to say is it's not so much that you're taking anything away from the Broncos. I do wish that we wouldn't have traded so much, but in getting Waddle, we actually have the opportunity to see Waddle's performance in what I would believe is an environment where he can thrive. and that's going to be good for the Denver offense.
Yeah.
Waddle.
Putting no Bix in
Waddle.
mix. No.
You know what?
Anyway, I meant
Bo
and
he explains.
I know I flipped it. No Bix in the mix.
No Bix.
Whenever he explains football, I just think of the Patrick meme where it's like, why don't we just take it and move it over here?
Why don't we take Bikini Bottom and push it somewhere else?
It's all right, buddy.
No, that was good. Anything else, Daniel?
Well, like I was finishing with the Kansas City Chiefs, I do believe that one of their key wide receivers was also injured and not projected to be back right away.
Rashee Rice?
No, the other one. There was another one.
Xavier Worthy?
Is it Worthy? I can't remember who was injured. One was in jail and one was injured.
I think their top three on their depth chart now are Rice, Worthy, and Tyquan Thornton. And I thought he was underutilized last season. Thornton, I feel like he made a lot of big plays for them, and I feel like they should use him more maybe this season. I will also say on the Chiefs, if Mahomes is not 100% ready by week 1, it would be dumb to force him back.
It would, especially with their backup. Their backup also got injured.
Justin Fields. Mm-hmm. They traded for Justin Fields.
They did trade for Fields.
Gardner Minshew's
That's
no
right.
longer
That's
there.
right. That's right. I knew that. My bad.
That happened last year. Their backup got hurt, but they traded for Justin Fields from the Jets so he can start and play if needed. If Mahomes is not 100%, right. I think they should do that.
And Fields has the experience in the league to be able to.
He does. And I think, he hasn't had a lot of success, but he's athletic. He can run. He's got a big arm. And I think he could fit. I think in Andy Reid's offense could be really good for him in his development.
I've got big question marks with the Chiefs franchise as far as, are they going to run the ball more this year? I really think that if they developed a running game, that would be more powerful.
Well,
and
did you
with
also
Kelsey
know,
coming back for another year, that's a big question mark in my book.
They did trade for Kenneth Walker from Seattle, right? Who won Super Bowl MVP last year, the running back. And they drafted Emmett Johnson out of Nebraska, the running back. So they have two good running backs now. So I think they are. And I'm pretty sure they signed a fullback too. So yeah, they're going to run the ball more this year.
Maybe they listened to all the criticism, because that was the number one thing I heard last season was they just don't run and they're relying on Mahomes, and Mahomes carried them a long way.
I'm pretty sure Mahomes was their leading rusher last year, which is not good.
I think Emmett Johnson is going to get a lot of carries on the team. So
I think him and Walker are going to tear it up. I also think like Pacheco's been their starting running back the last few years, and he's good, but he's not. I just don't see him as like a star running back in the league. Now he's in Detroit, and he's taking a clear back seat to Jahmyr Gibbs. But on that, yes, Kansas City is going to run the ball more this year to take a lot of pressure off of Mahomes, and just because they need to. You need to run the ball. It's not early 2000s or 90s, 80s NFL anymore, but you still need to run the ball to have success.
Sure. I wanted to hit back on the mark you hashed for the 1958 NFL championship game.
Oh, yeah.
I looked it up on the Wikipedia. Thank you, Wikipedia. Shout out. And on December 28th at Yankee Stadium in New York City, it was the first NFL game to be decided in sudden death overtime. The Baltimore Colts won their first championship in the franchise history.
Colts did win it.
Over the New York Giants, 23-17, in what has soon become widely known as the greatest game ever played.
Yep.
And that was with Johnny Unitas.
Yep. The only thing I had AFC West-wise was with the Chargers. Quarterback Justin Herbert is tweaking his mechanics. He's tweaking his mechanics to adjust to new OC Mike McDaniel's quick style offense. So obviously we kind of know Mike McDaniel has been the head coach for the Dolphins the last few seasons. Now he's going to be the OC on the Chargers. His offense is very quick style. It's based on timing, get the ball out quick, and let your playmakers make plays. It worked really well in Miami with Tua, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and some of those running backs they had there. So Herbert has not as used to that style of offense. Herbert, he drops back, he takes his time, he's got a big arm. He's had a lot of success in the league since coming in as a rookie in 2020. And but I guess he's has to kind of tweak his mechanics to get used to this style of offense, which is based on getting the ball out quickly and timing. So what are your guys' thoughts on that?
Well, I really think that if Justin Herbert can put the plays in motion in the way that you're projecting, then I think that the Chargers could have much more success on offense, because I really felt that they were a leading competitor in the AFC West. And at first, I had a really hard time in our picks league deciding whether or not I would put the Chargers as the contender to take the AFC West, because I didn't really know how Bo Nix was going to pan out.
I mean, I do think Herbert is a better quarterback than Bo Nix, but the Broncos had a better team than the Chargers.
Well, and traditionally, the Broncos always have one of the best defenses in the NFL, contestedly.
Yeah.
And that's really been something that they could lean on. So
yeah,
I'm hoping that pans out. As far as Herbert, though, if he plays the cards the way that he was originally playing them at the beginning of the season last season, but just with the new cards in his hand, I think they have a high chance of being the AFC West leader.
Yeah.
And that's coming from a Broncos fan.
I think the AFC West could be one of those divisions that's a bloodbath this season, because the Broncos and the Chargers are obviously both made the playoffs last year. Yep. But you can never count the Chiefs out with Mahomes.
No, definitely not.
And then
the Raiders got the number one draft pick.
Well, the Raiders will be improved too, because they got Clint Kubiak now as the head coach, and I don't know if Fernando Mendoza is going to start, but they do have some weapons. They got some good players this offseason. So AFC West could be definitely a tough division in 2026. So we'll move on to the NFC, and we'll start in the East. We got the Cowboys. The team has a position battle at left tackle between 2024 first-round pick Tyler Guyton and Nathan Thomas. Thoughts on that, guys?
Not really.
Yeah, I was going to say my thoughts were more towards the fact that the head coach being less hands-on in this upcoming playthrough, I think, is going to benefit the Cowboys as they move forward in their division. I mean,
I think it's a big deal that they find the right left tackle, because they got to be able to protect Dak Prescott's blind side.
I was going to say, I mean,
because I mean, regardless what you think about Dak, I don't think he's an elite quarterback, but he's definitely solid. He's definitely good. He's carved out a decent career for himself. He chokes in the big moments, but he's a good quarterback. And
I think it's easy to
if they want to win a Super Bowl, they need to keep him.
Yeah, well, I think it's easy to choke when you're the type of quarterback with a bunch of offensive weapons and no defense, right? How many shootout games did the Cowboys play in last season? Literally every game was a shootout.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially they traded Micah Parsons. So, I mean, when
they tied my Packers in week 4 or 5 or whatever, and it was like 40-40 at the end of overtime, and they tied.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And they did draft stuff, drafted some linebackers out of in the draft this year. So, I mean, they're trying to find the replacement for Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Sure. But back to that position battle, I do agree. They need to find someone to protect his blind side. So, I mean, they got to do what they got to do.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a little, I hope, that first rounder has a little bit, shaking in his boots a little bit. But, hey, I'm first rounder. I should be the starter, but you got to show you're the starter.
Yeah. You got to prove it. You got to play well in the field.
And Jerry Jones ain't afraid to get rid of you. And we saw that with Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
So.
All right. We'll move on to the Giants. They've signed a couple wide receivers. One of them being Odell Beckham Jr. coming back to the Giants. I really think it's just kind of to retire.
Yeah.
He might play this year. I don't think he'll play much. He might just be like a veteran mentor presence in the locker room. Maybe a good.
He's also broke.
He could be that's true. He could be a good mentor for Malik Neighbors. And then they did sign Juju Smith-Schuster. So we'll see what what happens with that. I mean, he's also buried on the depth chart. They have some decent receivers already. So
I was going to say, back to the Odell, the current player that has number 13 is refusing to give him his number back.
that's kind of dumb.
I think,
Give him his number.
give him his number. Dude's
Seems like
gonna retire.
unnecessary disrespect.
Who has 13 on the
attention.
Giants right now?
I can't remember his name. I think it's like a nobody.
Giants could be good this year, though. I mean, if they can settle their little drama with Jackson Dart and that whole situation.
But losing Wan'Dale Robinson would hurt him.
Wan'Dale Robinson, losing him hurts, but they still have Malik Neighbors. They have Darius Slayton still, and they did get Darnell Mooney, who's underrated. They have a really good tight end now in Isaiah Likely. And Cam Scattaboo, when he comes back, they've got a 300-pound fullback lead blocking for him, Patrick Ricard. And Jackson Dart, who had a decent rookie year, showed flashes. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But we'll move on to the Eagles. So, again, some more A.J. Brown stuff, obviously.
Jalen Hyatt is number 13.
Oh.
Yep. I just looked it up.
The Eagles, obviously, they traded A.J. Brown to the Patriots. But so that now makes wide receiver DeVonta Smith the team's new official wide receiver 1. Smith has downplayed the situation when asked about his new role. And left tackle Jordan Mailata said, "It sounds terrible, but thank God it's over." So
Sounds like everybody was defending Jalen Hurts over Brown, and I would agree with it. I mean, A.J. Brown, we've talked about it at the beginning of the episode, kind of becoming a little bit of a dramatic motherfucker. So,
Right.
no,
When things don't go your way, you complain. That's how you fix problems.
we talked about it last episode too. Like the team, a lot of their stars, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, DeVonta Smith, Jordan Mailata, they're talking about how they're just going to stay focused, despite all the noise on the outside with A.J. Brown. Now he's gone. Now they can just focus on football.
Go
to work,
that.
clock
in.
It just seems like the words speak louder because they sound like they said it would hurt anyway.
Yeah, I think so. Because Hurts is that guy. He just wants to win. He wants to do what's best for the team. He doesn't care about going out there and throwing for 300, 400 yards a game. He just wants to do what it takes to win. He doesn't care about stats.
I mean, that team's been in how many Super Bowls together? I mean,
2.
exactly. And
They made the playoffs every year. Jalen Hurts has been the starter.
they shouldn't be. They probably feel like they shouldn't have this issues.
Jalen Hurts is a leader. He's a winner.
Yes.
No, he might not be the best mechanically sound throwing quarterback. He's a good runner. He's improved as a passer.
But how many can say to have a Super Bowl?
He's got a Super Bowl. He's got a Lombardi, and was Super Bowl MVP.
Yep.
And A.J. Brown, he's your typical number 1 diva wide receiver. The Eagles are a run-first offense. They want to run the ball with Saquon Barkley. They want to utilize Jalen Hurts' running abilities. And that's not an environment for a number 1 receiver to thrive. A true, prototypical guy like A.J. Brown. DeVonta Smith, he's kind of... He's going to be the number 1 now, but he's really kind of built more like a gadget guy. He can still get you 1,000 yards, but he's more, get him the ball in space, use his speed. Whereas A.J. Brown's just number 1, go up and get it. He's a big dude. And the Eagles don't really have that now that they traded him. I mean, yeah, they still have Smitty. They have Hollywood Brown, who's also a smaller, faster guy. They drafted Mekhi Lemon, smaller, faster guy. And they traded for Dontavian Wicks from the Packers, who's a little bit bigger. He's a little bit taller. He's not as big as A.J. Brown, but he's taller than the other guys. A little bit bigger. He's fast. Their offense is going to look a little different this year without A.J. Brown. But again, their goal is to get the ball to Saquon.
I was going to say, it sounds like that's what they want to do with their offense because you're comparing a utility knife to a machete, right? And the machete's the go-to for the big, strong play. But really, they need the utility because of the way that Jalen Hurts plays.
Yeah.
And the people that he has around him.
You pretty much, that's a good analogy for it.
Proud of you.
Now, this is bad timing, though. With A.J. Brown having just gotten traded, rookie first-round wide receiver Mekhi Lemon is now dealing with the right hamstring injury. So
is he living up to his name, or
you trade?
Is it going to be a Lemon?
Yeah, right. You trade Brown, and now the rookie you drafted in the first round to kind of sort of replace him.
He did too much bobbing around in the draft when he got introduced. He was like,
can't be like the toast. You can't be bobbed, all right?
So we'll see if he comes back in time or not. If not, again, they have weapons galore. Dallas Goedert is also an underrated tight end that they have.
he is.
One more thing on the Eagles, running back Saquon Barkley has reportedly reached out to former NFL running back Todd Gurley for advice. Barkley seeks a bounce-back season in a new offensive system. So he kind of had a down year last year after going over 2,000 the year before and winning a Super Bowl and all, winning Offensive Player of the Year and all that good stuff. But he wants to get back to that level. I think teams were keying on him a little more last year. And hopefully in this new system, it's more, I guess, running back friendly.
Yeah, especially with the shifted dynamics, like we were saying.
Right.
With all of the utility, let's see how things need to move so that Saquon can actually play in the position the way that it needs to be played so that they can move forward, right?
The only thing that hurts Saquon with AJ being traded is teams are now, I feel like, going to focus on Saquon even more because they don't have that big threat on the outside with AJ. But they do still have Smith. They have all these small, fast guys on the outside now. And then you got Saquon in the backfield. So it's just going to look different. And I think it's going to, play to Jalen Hurts' strengths a little bit better.
Yeah, I would agree.
See how it goes. But
and just like a utility knife is, you've got the corkscrew, you've got the nail file, you've got the small knife, the larger knife. I mean, there's definitely purposes for each one of the players that they drafted. They just need to learn how to play together. And I think that's a reoccurring theme that we've said today about multiple teams. The dynamics of many of the teams in the NFL are either being established or they're being reestablished. So it's going to be an interesting season, hopefully not as chaotic as the last one.
Okay, what are your thoughts on the Saquon Barkley situation and the Eagles as a whole?
He is the best running back right now, and probably.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he's a top running back. Like,
do you think he is the best right now in the whole league?
No, but he's up there. But Todd Gurley at one point was one of the best running backs of the the era that he was in.
Oh yeah.
And I see why not. I see why not. Hey, how can I improve my game? And I think Saquon has a ceiling that's so high that he can go up, and I don't think he's really reached his full peak, I guess.
Okay. Real quick before we move on, who's everyone's top 3 running backs in the league right now? I'm gonna go I'll go first. Number 1, I'm going Henry, King Henry. Number 2, I'll go Saquon, and then number three for me, it's kind of a toss up between Christian McCaffrey and Jonathan Taylor. I'm gonna go with McCaffrey. So Henry, Saquon, McCaffrey. Now you.
Henry, Christian McCaffrey. Honestly, you might not like this, and I'm not trying to be biased.
Oh, I know who you're going to say.
But there is a tie with it. I want to say Jahmyr Gibbs, and I just had in my head, if his shit ain't bad, what they say it is, Josh Jacobs.
I like Josh Jacobs, and he's been great for my Packers, but he's not top 3 for me.
Really?
I'm being honest. Like, he's not better than Saquon. He's not better.
Yeah, he's not.
He's not better.
There's so many though.
He's not better than Saquon. He's not better than Jonathan Taylor.
I forgot about Jonathan.
He's not better than Gibbs.
Yeah. Okay. It's gonna have to be between Jahmyr Gibbs and Jonathan Taylor, I think.
Not Saquon.
I like Saquon.
But he's not in your top 3?
Top 4, top 5.
Okay. Daniel, what about you? Top 3 running backs in the league right now. So, Caleb, for you, it's Henry, McCaffrey, and Is it you
It's going to be Gibbs, but like
Gibbs? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right, Daniel.
Hooray. Daniel gets put in the how much research have you done category.
Do I need to move the spotlight on you so the spotlight's on you?
And so I just deferred to AI, and AI used the total amount of rushing yards. That's all it really did was look at the total amount of rushing yards. And the top 3 for what AI gave us, I'm just being that guy since realistically I did no research to battle this down, was...
Is it based off last year or based off their careers as a whole right now?
It's the 2025 season.
Okay.
James Cook, Jonathan Taylor, and then Bijan Robinson.
James Cook is a stud. He is not top 3. And neither is... I don't think Bijan is either.
He's fighting Google.
I think your list is faulty.
Google. He's fighting Google.
But he doesn't know well enough to give a true top 3, so that's fine.
Right? And Derrick Henry and McCaffrey, 2 people that were listed, were 4th and 5th. So.
Go off. I would say go off. Who are the top 3 career rushing yards out of active running backs? And see what it gives you. Derrick Henry will be number 1 for sure.
If he wasn't, I would shit bricks.
It'd be Derrick Henry, and then it would probably be McCaffrey or Jonathan Taylor, probably.
Top 3.
Or Barkley.
Chuba Howard.
or Jacobs. It could be Jacobs.
Top 3 career.
Top 3 career rushing yards for current running backs, active running backs in the league.
I should put on the edit Jeopardy music. And then just zoom in on him.
Yeah.
As he's typing it, like, you can't cheat.
Yeah. Don't use that AI now.
It says Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, and Josh Jacobs.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds about right. Okay.
Disclaimer, Daniel doesn't know much yet, so
He doesn't know how to football.
Okay. We're going to move on to the NFC North. We got the Bears quarterback Caleb Williams is officially the new Madden cover athlete for Madden 27. Guys, what are your thoughts?
I hated the cover. Just saying, it has nothing to do with the player. I just hated the pose.
It's supposed to be
like Air Jordan.
It's supposed to be Air Jordan reminiscent.
Which I get
like
it, the Chicago theme. Sure, cool.
I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was creative, I guess.
I like it. It's better than the
because it's Chicago still, and Jordan played for the Bulls.
Now I at least see the perspective, but I still think that it's a quirky pose.
I could see Caleb throwing a pass like that too, with like all the crazy plays he makes.
Well, can I
being a Packers fan, I've dealt with it last year, and he's going to be a problem if he stays healthy for years.
Can I say one thing though? I did enjoy the Vince Vaughn trailer.
I did not watch that.
You should. But the reason I say that is it feels like they're focusing a lot on franchise.
Which has been needed for a long time. Franchise mode has needed a looked at
overhaul.
For a long time. Yeah.
Overhaul, for sure.
For sure.
Other than that, I know you have the next one thing on there about the Indiana.
Yeah, the team's board of directors voted to advance the stadium project in Indiana. So
yeah, Indiana Bears, baby.
Yeah.
The Gary Bears.
So
Gary, Indiana is not only known for the Bears.
They're going to be a dome. So now the Packers are going to be the only team in the North that doesn't play in a dome, and I hope they don't move.
I don't think they ever will.
Lambeau Field is just too iconic, man.
Brody and I have talked about this. I don't remember how it got brought up. I said, do you ever think they'll build a roof, or do you think, leave it as iconic as possible? I think they will leave it as iconic. I don't think they'll ever build a new stadium. Granted, you guys are not owned by anybody but the
fans.
Yep. And I would be I would be sad if that happened.
And it seems like more and more teams are now leaning that way.
And
I was talking with my sponsor about that, and that's one of the things. He's a Bears fan, so he was really dejected by the fact that the Bears were
leaving Soldier Field.
Yeah, exactly, because it was it's one of the remaining open stadiums.
Granted,
cold.
The
in
Bills,
the cold too.
The Bills have an open stadium technically, so
the Bills, the Steelers. There's still some stadiums out there that play in the cold that are open. Bills, Steelers, Patriots, Packers, Broncos, Chiefs.
Yeah, there's no way he was coming over to the Donkeys. I already asked him.
There's a decent amount still.
And we've talked about it before.
Giants and Jets, the Eagles.
And we talked about it before. I think, a lot of it is because of A, the owners know they can make money. B,
yeah,
they look at the safety part of it, I suppose, especially because like the Chiefs, they're going to be going to a dome eventually. Yeah. They just got it. They're having the same situation like Chicago. They're trying to keep them in the Missouri side, but they want to move them downtown Kansas City.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Oh yeah, I did hear about the Chiefs thing too.
Because like I know it's dangerous when their games are in the cold, but that's the best part.
That's
like frozen tundra.
That's late season football.
That's like as a Lions fan,
but I guess you do have to prioritize safety. Honestly, you do.
Yeah,
of the players and the fans,
and then the snow removal and everything like that. If you get snow, and like Los Angeles, they built a dome because they know how hot it gets, especially in Arizona.
Yeah, even those warm weather teams play in domes because of how hot it gets in some of those states.
Especially Arizona. Yeah. Moving on.
We'll move on to the Lions, Kale. I got a decent amount for the Lions this week.
I'm proud of you.
Why don't you go ahead and talk about your kitty cats?
Okay, so Dan Campbell says Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be the team's bell cow after losing David Montgomery this offseason. Campbell also says that offensive tackle Penny Sewell switch to LT will be seamless.
What are your thoughts on those two things?
Yeah, I agree Jahmyr Gibbs should be the bell cow. Pacheco's still pretty good, but he's not going to be like David Montgomery good.
See, the way I saw it is when it was Gibbs and Montgomery, they were kind of co-starters.
Yes.
It was 1A and 1B.
Right.
Whereas Gibbs and Pacheco, it's a clear 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Pacheco is taking a clear back seat to Gibbs, whereas
and he's cool with it.
There was times Montgomery started and got more carries than Gibbs.
Yeah.
Because they were both starting running backs.
And then
Montgomery's going to start in Houston this year. So I like hearing that though, because there's absolutely no reason a guy like Pacheco needs to be taking carries away from Gibbs just to be the power back.
I think that Pacheco is just going to be the guy that comes in as like a backup should, and when Gibbs needs a break.
Exactly. Yeah. When Gibbs needs a break, that's the only thing.
So instead of competition and conflict in the Lions, they're going to get depth.
Well, yeah, instead of a 1A, 1B, this guy's our speed back, this guy's our power back. Gibbs is just going to be the all-around starter, and then when he's tired, needs a breather, boom, you put in Pacheco.
And Gibbs is fast.
Pacheco gives a different type of running style, different dynamic.
But it can make things happen.
But he's the clear number 2 behind Gibbs instead of a partnership.
And
like
then
it was before.
The offensive tackle Penny Sewell, I read the other day that he said it was kind of something different. It's not easy switching position. Like, I play left side and go right side. No, you still got to learn different stance.
It's different
like that. And I think he's going to exceed on that side too, because we're putting whoever else over there when we drafted somebody. And I think our offensive line is going to have a big year this year. Tate Ratledge is going to get better. I'm not sold on Mahoney, whatever his last name, however you say it.
Yeah.
And then our center retired, and then we got a new center. We got to do what we can. Like, Dak Prescott, Jared Goff, we need to protect him as much as we can.
Oh, yeah. Goff is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't, we got to keep him healthy.
The Lions, their offense runs through Goff. Plain and simple. Like, if Goff goes down, you guys are fucked.
Yeah, because we can't rely
I'm just going to keep it real here. Goff goes down, the Lions are screwed, so they need to keep him up, right?
Yeah, we don't really have a good backup, so...
If the first domino drops, the whole stack falls.
Well, I think you guys got Teddy Bridgewater back as your backup now, isn't it?
He would, but he was third string last year.
I think he's listed as your backup now.
Well, either way, we're trying to get another backup. I'll bring up that, and I'm not...
Water under the bridge.
Not too keen on it. JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway...
That's coming up, but... I have that down.
Aiden Hutchinson believes the Lions remain in a window to win the Super Bowl despite missing the playoffs in 2025. Yesterday, I did read something. Derek Barnes said that the season just was a fluke for him, the whole team. Like, it just did not go the way that we wanted to go. But I think there was a lot of...
I think the NFC, like we've talked about this a lot of times.
NFC North was so stacked.
The NFC North as a whole is just a bloodbath of a division.
Yes, and not only that, I think that, we had some new people in positions, and some people left or retired, and we got Jameson Williams now on our as I think number one with Armand St. Brown as our slot still. So that's gonna be pretty good. And, up and coming Isaac Taslaw, I think he's gonna have a good year this year.
I thought Taslaw was the slot.
They must have moved him on St. Brown then, because that's where St. Brown was playing for a while.
And then Laporta, tight end.
Yep, Laporta. And then I think we haven't... No, Brock Wright left. He was pretty solid, but he left go somewhere on the coast. And then defensive-wise, hey, I think we got some good people out of the draft. I think we found some people that did not get enough attention, and they're making some plays from what I've seen in videos. And Jack Campbell, he just re-signed a extension, took a pay cut because he's like, hey, I want this team to get better, and he sent a message across the league doing that. And that guy came from nothing. And, he might be an Iowa player, fuck Iowa and everything, but that dude is a solid linebacker, replacing Alex Anzalone this year. We got some people on the secondary that are gone. Amik Robinson's gone,
Now, so I know, we're Nebraska fans, obviously, so we hate Iowa, but they developed some tough players.
They developed some good. They developed good defense and tight ends.
Some tough ass players.
Yes.
That's old. They're old school, and I gotta respect them for that. I will say that.
But you can't run the old school offense all the damn time.
No.
Anyway, do I think this year we're gonna make the playoffs? Yeah, I think we'll make the playoffs. Is it gonna be easy? Fuck no. It's gonna be a tough NFC North, especially with the Packers, but possibly losing Josh Jacobs for a while is going to hurt. And then Micah Parsons still going to be out for a little bit. That's going to hurt them. And then the Vikings, if they can develop Kyler Murray like they think they're going to, that's going to be good for them. And then that's going to be hard. And then you also got the Bears.
Bears won the division last year.
They won the division. I think, I'll just say it now. I think they're going to be a pretty tough team again this year.
Caleb's going to be a problem.
All in all, I just think the NFC North is going to be a absolute shit show of a bloodbath. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
You can't tell me wrong.
You're right.
I just think this year we're all going to have a lot of shit talking in the NFC North.
Oh yeah.
Between you, me, Vance, and Zach, and then whoever else is a Vikings fan
or a Bears fan or another Lions fan or whatever, a Packers fan.
Hell, if I ever find another Lions fan, I would
Brody too.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. And Jacobson. Anyway, the JJ McCarthy deal here.
Tell us all about your thoughts.
Rumors of the team potentially trading for JJ McCarthy from the Vikings. Well, I don't want him.
Is this a put up or shut up moment for JJ McCarthy?
The way I see it is, if you guys traded for JJ McCarthy, I would see it as like they're preparing him to be the successor to Goff when he retires.
That's what I wanted to know.
Shut the fuck up.
But I don't think he's not that old yet.
No, he's not. It's just
Goff's still in his prime, in my opinion.
Yes, and a lot of people are like, oh, well, we got to get a new quarterback. Like, no, Jared Goff is still playing pretty good.
Goff he's been good for you guys for a long time now.
Yeah, I mean, the first year was, it was all right, but he took it and he's like, I got to get better.
But ever since that second year, he's improved.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't care. Everyone's like, whoa, Jared Goff sucks. Jared Goff this. You just like him because you're like, no, I don't. It's just, I think he's a solid, good quarterback, a top quarterback in the league, mind you.
He is.
He's
one of the best in the NFC right now. He's still, in my opinion, and I'm a Packers fan, the best quarterback in the NFC North right now.
Wow. And so what does it mean
I'll say that.
And so what does it
He's the
mean
most
for
complete and most accomplished quarterback in the NFC North right now. It's Jared Goff.
What do you think? It's more because of experience?
Experience, reliability, decision making, credibility. His reputation. He's won more games. He's been there and done that. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's been to another NFC Championship game, and has just a better resume than Jordan Love and Caleb Williams right now. Now, Jordan Love and Caleb Williams have higher ceilings. They're better athletes than Jared Goff, and I think they will eventually be better than Goff. But as of right now, Goff is still the best quarterback in the North.
Yes, and then I was also going to say, back to the JJ McCarthy trade, I just want to say is that, I think if we got him, we need a true backup. So sure.
Teddy Bridgewater is a true backup, in my opinion.
I would second that. And I'm wondering why JJ McCarthy is being brought on board to backseat. Why is he in the back?
It's because
he's not.
You got to look.
This is just a rumor.
Yeah. This is the speculation, but I'm putting him as though it's a yes.
You also got to remember Teddy Bridgewater is also a head football coach in Florida.
Watch this happen. What if they trade Teddy B for JJ McCarthy, and Teddy B goes back to the Vikings where his career started
and then retires
to back up Kyler Murray?
Yeah. So anyway, Teddy Bridgewater is
possibilities.
He's a high school football coach.
Yeah.
NFL plays the same time, so that's hard. That's why I think they keep him at third string sometimes, so that way he could focus on.
I don't think he'll be able to coach high school ball if he's going to be the second string quarterback.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying they keep him.
Not if you want to do well.
That's why they had Kyle Allen at second string last year.
So, I didn't even know. I thought Teddy Bridgewater was on the Bucs last year.
No, he was, but his team's in Florida.
He was the second string quarterback on the Bucs last year, the Baker.
Oh, well, they play on Sundays, so most times.
I don't think is he still coaching high school right now?
Yes, they just passed a law in his name because he got suspended.
I knew that, but I didn't know he was still doing it.
He got suspended because he used his own money to provide for the players and equipment.
No, I knew about all that, and I knew about the law that got passed, but I didn't know he was still coaching.
Yeah, he's still coaching.
If he's a backup quarterback in the NFL, how does he have time to coach?
I don't know. I don't know how he does it. Look into it. I don't care. You can laugh all you want. Just look into it. But
no, it's cool, man.
I don't know. I don't know. If we get them, we get them. Whatever. I'm just curious what we would give them.
Don't know. Anyway, Packers.
Tell us about the pack, Sam.
Running back Josh Jacobs is back practicing with the team with the investigation he's involved in with still ongoing. Daniel, if you're not in the loop on this, Josh Jacobs was arrested a couple weeks back for domestic violence.
Yeah, I heard the domestic violence.
It's open and ongoing, and obviously, it's innocent until proven guilty. Part of me is like, one, the writing's on the wall. Like, why is this even brought up about you? Right. But on the other side, it's like, we really don't know anything yet until things are 100%, proven.
Right. Well, project it out for us, Sam. What's it look like if he's not there? What's it look like if he is?
Well, we talked about this last week. If he's not there, we need a running back. We need one. And
who's your back? Like, who are you guys currently going to?
Well, right now we've got Chris Brooks and we've got Marshawn Lloyd. We drafted Marshawn Lloyd a couple of years ago out of USC. Really exciting prospect, but he's been hurt pretty much his whole time with the Packers. And last year we had Emmanuel Wilson as a backup. He's no longer on the team. So, yeah, it's Marshawn Lloyd and Chris Brooks. Chris Brooks was good as like a third string the last couple of years. I think Marshawn Lloyd could be a stud if he could just stay healthy. But there's also talks of us trying to go and get Alvin Kamara from the Saints or James Conner from the Cardinals or this Ollie Gordon, I think, from the Dolphins. He's like a backup on the Dolphins. And that'd be exciting. I'd love to have an Alvin Kamara who's actually, I don't think he's a better running back than Josh Jacobs, but He's a better receiver out of the backfield, and he would help more in the passing game. Both you are on your phones right now.
Sorry.
I'm looking up the Dolphins running backs.
Oh, okay.
I'm always trying to support you if I'm on my phone.
No, you're good. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. You know, I'm not happy about it. I'm glad he's back practicing with the team. So if he is good, he's still fresh and the chemistry's still there.
He's not going to use it. He doesn't want it to distract the team.
Ollie Gordon, was that what you?
Yeah, Ollie Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
So there's talks of us either going for Alvin Kamara, James Conner, or Ollie Gordon, and we'll see. I mean, they to me it would be stupid if they don't have a contingency plan.
Yeah, because what are you guys going to do?
What if he is guilty and he has to go to prison for the whole season? You got to have a backup plan.
Right.
And you know, as exciting of a prospect as Marshawn Lloyd is, and as reliable as Chris Brooks has been as a backup, neither of them have starting experience. You got to go get someone with some experience.
And I think it works.
Out of those three prospects, I would like Alvin Kamara the best.
And I think it works the same as like in the workplace. If you have a stellar employee that's never there, they're not helping your company.
Right. So we'll move on from that. We have linebacker Micah Parsons revealed he also had a meniscus procedure along with his ACL. So he will miss the start of the season. He'll probably be out roughly until mid-October. So he will not be ready for the start of the season, which hurts our defense majorly. Our defense was great last year until he got hurt in the Broncos game, chasing Bo Nix. And then our defense just didn't look the same after that.
Right.
So something's got to happen.
Did you guys re-sign Diggs after you released him or what?
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't think so.
And then two things I was going to say about the Packers. You brought this up the other day. You didn't realize that Jordan Love's already the 5th all-time.
Oh, yeah. So Jordan Love is already 5th all-time in passing yards all-time after 3 seasons as a starter. Crazy.
That's
not okay. Let me rephrase that. 5th all-time in Packers franchise history, not 5th all-time in NFL history. That would be insane. 5th all-time
Packers history.
5th
That's
all-time
different.
in Packers history after 3 seasons, which is still really good.
Still a beautiful prospect.
The top 4 were Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers.
Obviously.
So number 2, Aaron Rodgers. Number 3, Bart Starr. Number 4, this name, you guys might not know this name, Lynn Dickey.
I don't know the last 2 names, but then again,
Bart Starr he won the first 2 Super Bowls.
Oh, okay.
The Packers against he's a legend.
Of course.
So yeah, Favre, Rodgers, Starr, Lynn Dickey, who played in like the 70s or the 80s. I think the 80s when the Packers still sucked, but he put up some big numbers. And then tied for 5th was Jordan Love and some guy named Tobin Rote, who I know nothing about, but they had the exact same amount of yards. Jordan Love's been the starter for 3 seasons now, and he's tied for 5th all time in franchise history, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's a good prospect.
Now I know Aaron Rodgers was probably already there after 3 seasons as a starter too, or maybe even higher.
You're talking about one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, Rodgers is top 4 or 5 all time, but there's people that would disagree. But yeah, still pretty cool. I mean, obviously Jordan Love really hasn't done a lot yet, but
he still has a lot of football to play.
He does. So we'll move on to the Vikings. Head coach Kevin O'Connell says quarterbacks Kyler Murray and JJ McCarthy have a very professional relationship. So last week we talked about how they were both interviewed about how they've been getting along. Murray was very professional with his response. McCarthy was sounded a little more petty, kind of, negative almost about the situation. Him and Murray sit on opposite sides of the room type of thing.
Right. Undercutting him in a way.
According to the coach, they have a professional relationship. And then obviously, would they consider trading McCarthy? Obviously, we talked about the Lions situation. So could be a situation if he's acting this way and being a distraction and Kyler Murray.
I don't know.
Kyler Murray's the better quarterback anyway.
I feel like though, if the Lions were to get him, I think a team would take him if they need something.
I feel like he'd be a good developmental backup somewhere else, maybe.
But if he has his attitude, I don't think he ain't going very far.
The thing is, I feel like he would fit well in Detroit because I see him as a similar style quarterback to Goff. Like his style is similar. I'm not saying he's as good as Goff.
He needs to work on his throwing, I think, a little bit.
But I think his play style is where you're like game manager-esque, like Jared Goff.
Right.
Or like, Kirk Cousins kind of has that same play style.
Yep.
Or there's not a lot of them around anymore just because the flashy athletic quarterback is what every team wants nowadays. So anyway, we'll move on to the Falcons. They just signed wide receiver Drake London to a 4-year contract extension, so that's good for them. What do you guys feel about that? Thoughts?
Yeah, he's been on that team for quite a while now, so I think it's pretty well deserved. Coming out of being kind of like a nobody, so
he's a solid number 1 receiver for them.
Is. Yes,
I'm hoping that the consistency helps them to develop their program. I didn't see any reliability in the Falcons.
Their biggest issue is sorry, I was going to say.
Oh, go ahead.
The biggest issue right now, is reliability, but their biggest issue is their quarterback situation.
They had a quarterback competition between Michael Penix and Tua Tagovailoa. So Tua was on the Dolphins, obviously. Now he's on the Falcons. I think Tua's the better quarterback, and I think Tua should retire because of all the concussions he's had.
Yeah.
So that shows you what I think about Penix.
Yeah.
Well, and it's too bad that Tua didn't pan out for the Dolphins because I know that was a big prospect for them.
He had a couple really good seasons there statistically. They made a couple playoff appearances, but just too many concussions, man. He was the perfect fit, I think, for Mike McDaniel's offense, too.
You were the chosen one.
So we'll move on to the Saints. The team is surprised by the arrival of running back Alvin Kamara at OTAs. So even though Kamara is really slated to be a backup for the Saints this year, behind Travis Etienne, who they got from the Jaguars, he shows up to OTAs. He's still part of the team. There's no bad blood. So I still hope the Packers try to make a move for him, though. And then wide receiver Chris Olave is aiming for a contract extension by training camp.
I would give it to him.
I think I would, too. He's been a solid number 1 receiver for them since he's gotten there, ever since Michael Thomas left. And then they did just draft Jordan Tyson this year. It sounds like they're really going all in on Tyler Shuck as their quarterback of the future. So make sure Shuck has his number 1 receiver there and give him his money. So Chris Olave, make sure he's there. And the Buccaneers, big thing with Baker Mayfield, he sets a deadline for long-term contract talks. He won't continue to talk about it as soon as training camp starts. He's still under contract for the 2026 season. He says the two sides are not close when it comes to figuring out a deal. So what this tells me is he wants to be in Tampa long-term. I think he likes it there. I think he's been good there. He kind of had a down year last year, but the Bucs had a lot of injuries.
Mm-hmm. But they also lost Mike Evans.
They lost Mike Evans, but they still have Chris Godwin and Mika Ibuka.
Godwin's fast as shit.
And Ibuka's a stud. But it also tells me, hey, I'm under contract for 1 more year, and I'm not going to talk about this when training camp starts. Once training camp starts, my mind is football, football, football. So I like that mindset from Baker, though, because he's not going to be a distraction during training camp. If once training camp starts, if they haven't figured out a deal, forget it. I'm focused on football.
I want to win his games.
We'll talk about contract when the season's over.
Yeah.
And I like that. You know, it shows he's committed to the team. He wants to figure out a long-term deal. Right now they're not close, but he's not willing to sacrifice football and team chemistry for big contract. So I like it. I respect it. What are your guys' thoughts on it?
Well, if something's working, why change it? But see, that's exactly what he's saying is I don't know whether it's going to change, and I need to know because my mindset is I have to get to work.
Right. 100%.
So I would just echo exactly what you said. And I think that's a great perspective on it, Sam.
I think early on in the season last year, the Bucs were like the Super Bowl favorite. Baker Mayfield was the MVP favorite. And then they just had injuries upon injuries upon injuries upon injuries. And they just lost a bunch of games in a row, ended up missing the playoffs. If they can get back to that level this year, I know they lost Mike Evans, but they still have weapons. Levante David retired. We'll see what the defense looks like. But this next point here, wide receiver Jalen McMillan thinks he can fill the Mike Evans void in the team's offense. Obviously, they still have Chris Godwin, who's a veteran receiver. Emeka Egbuka, who was an exciting rookie last year. Cade Otton is a reliable tight end. Jalen McMillan looks like he is the front runner to be that guy to fill the void left by Mike Evans with those other guys in that offense. And they do have a couple good running backs. Bucky Irving, when he's healthy, is a great running back for them too. Bucky. Staying with us, Kale? You look a little tired.
No.
You're not?
You're not staying with us?
You're not staying with us?
I'm not tired. I was just stretching.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, what are your thoughts on the Jalen McMillan topic?
That's a lot of shoes to fill.
Yeah, I know. The fact he said he's wanting to fill the Mike Evans void, I mean, it's a little vague. I mean, he's not, again, it's similar to the Myles Garrett thing with Jared Verse. He's not going to step in there and try to be Mike Evans, but he needs to at least bring some sort of productivity. I think he's not going to be the number one receiver. That's going to be either Godwin or Egbuka.
I was going to say, if anyone's going to come close to that, it's going to be Godwin.
Well, yeah, he's going to be the number one or Emeka Egbuka, but he's going to fill in that missing void. I think is what he means.
Yeah.
And it's good that he has a positive perspective on the outlook.
Well, I think he sees it as his opportunity to, gain a starting role in the NFL.
Well, certainly.
Mike Evans isn't there anymore. Now's your opportunity to step up and.
But that's also
make a name for yourself.
A lot of pressure, make or break. And I guess I
think the pressure is more on Emeka Egbuka because he was their first round draft pick last season.
Okay. I can see it.
But McMillan still, I mean, he needs to show him he can do it to maintain a starting role. Right now, I guess he's the favorite. We'll move on. Oh,
well, before we moved on, I wanted to ask because when I look at all of the divisions in the NFL, this is the one that throws the most flags and question marks for me. So now I wanted to ask you guys because it's always Sam asking us. But who do you think is the biggest contender in the NFC South?
I still think it's the Bucs.
Yeah, Bucs.
I think the only reason they didn't win it last year was because of the injuries, and they barely lost out to the Panthers, who won the division last year. But up until last season, the Buccaneers won the division for 4 straight years.
And then they played us.
And the year before that, they won the Super Bowl with Brady. They didn't win the division that year, but they won the Super Bowl. So I still think the Bucs are the best team in that division. I do think the Panthers are going to get better. The Saints are going to get better. The Falcons have weapons, but their quarterback situation is iffy.
Yeah. Their question mark is too big.
But I still think Buccaneers are still overall the best team. I still think Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback in that division. And yeah, I will say Bucs.
I mean, he pretty much will put it. I said the Bucs too, so.
Sure. I didn't see anything outstanding from the NFC South when I was in the Picks League last year, and really it was hard to tell who was going to come out on top, even with the Bucs in that division.
Based on last season, they are the worst division in the league right now. AFC South isn't great either, but they had 2 teams in the playoffs, so yeah, NFC South is the worst division in the league right now. Now we're getting to the best division in the league, NFC West.
All right, tell us about it.
So except for the Cardinals. We'll start with the Cardinals, though. Tight end Trey McBride says he's really shocked after division rival Rams signed defensive end Myles Garrett.
A lot of people were shocked.
So now we're kind of circling back to the whole Myles Garrett conversation now because we're in the NFC West, which is the Rams.
I think the Myles Garrett trade was probably the biggest trade in a long time.
So depending on who the Cardinals decide to throw out there under center with their three-way quarterback competition, they're going to be getting chased around by Myles Garrett twice a year now.
Yeah.
And if they somehow get Aaron Donald back,
It's not doing them any favors.
No. And whether you put Jacoby Brissett, Carson Beck, Gardner Minshew out there, it ain't going to matter.
Developing a franchise quarterback under the pressure that is currently going to be
And the thing
presented is going to be a ridiculous challenge. Myles Garrett is going to dismantle
he's a generational
this
talent.
division.
And the Cardinals, they have weapons. They have weapons on offense, but it's the offensive line that's going to have to deal with Myles Garrett. Is that going to be sturdy enough to help him out? Who knows?
Right. Should I just pick Cardinals for L's all season long, guys? So then they'll actually get W's.
I wouldn't count them out just yet.
No, because they have some interesting pieces on offense. Like I said.
Remember, we had the worst week last year, so
It
just
depends on the matchups,
It was like last pick league,
Like
my first pick league. I anytime I picked the Cardinals to win, they lost. So I just need to pick them for all L's, and then we'll see a Cardinals team we didn't expect.
Hey, I just tell you, like I just said, you never know what's going to happen. Like we had that one week, everyone did so bad.
yeah, and I started the year 1-4 and somehow won the whole thing.
Yeah,
It's rigged.
Yeah, rigged. Yeah, sure.
yeah, whatever, dude. You just don't know how to pick.
Yeah, but I won the whole thing.
I'm not saying you.
Not you. He was talking to me.
Oh, okay.
I made it to the quarterfinals.
We came down to each other, and then you beat me. No,
Yeah.
you beat me.
I knocked you out of the. I beat you in the first round. Beat you, and then I beat Keith.
You basically beat me in the conference championship.
It was the conference. Yeah, basically. All right. The Rams now. Defensive end Myles Garrett has joined the team. Obviously, we've made that clear now. But there is rumors of a return from D tackle Aaron Donald, and head coach Sean McVay, who said, bet he can still do it at a pretty high clip.
Yeah, when I watched the interview, he said they talk a lot still.
Well, he stayed in shape. Now, whether he's in football shape is a whole nother question, because you can be in good physical shape and not be in good football shape.
Right.
So I don't know if it's serious or if it's more of a pipe dream to have him out there with Myles Garrett, but
If he does come
it's
back,
fun to talk about.
if he does do it, like I'm gonna agree with Dan Campbell said the other day, just give him the damn Super Bowl already.
Yeah. And Dan Campbell said that sarcastically, obviously.
Yeah.
But it is still kind of funny. It's like, and then you have a team like that every offseason that just loads up on star power.
And then they do shit.
And then it's like, well, not always.
No, I know. I just
Sometimes,
remember
like,
times.
I remember the 2011 Eagles.
Yeah.
They didn't even make the playoffs, and in that offseason, they were being called the Dream Team, and they missed the playoffs. They didn't even make the
remember
playoffs. But like 2021 Rams, when they went and got Stafford, they went and got
That Super Bowl.
OBJ. They went and got all these, the Von Miller, and they went and won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
49ers left tackle Trent Williams believes
Trent.
2027 season could be his last.
That would be sad. He's a solid lineman. He has a Hall of Fame career, so I mean,
So we could potentially see 2 more seasons of Trent Williams. One of the best offensive tackles to ever do it.
if we were to do a list, he'd probably be up there for me.
I don't know if he'd be on my all-time offensive line.
I would say
tackle.
current era. I would say.
I would say if I was starting up an offensive line all time, my 2 tackles, I'm probably going Joe Thomas on the left and probably Anthony Munoz on the right.
Mm-hmm.
Munoz was a tackle, right? Or was he a guard?
I remember.
Jason Kelsey at center.
Mm-hmm.
My guards, probably
What about Will Shield?
Will Shields, yeah.
What about No, Warren Sapp was D defense.
Steve Hutchinson.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. All right. Still on the Niners. Arrest warrant out for wide receiver Brandon Ayuk.
I didn't know that.
Were you asking the position of Munoz?
Yeah.
The offensive tackle?
Okay, yeah. So I'd have him on the right, Joe Thomas on the left if I'm starting an all-time offensive line.
Defensive line.
Depends. What kind of defensive front are we running? Are we running
A 4-3.
4-3? So we got 4 down linemen.
Yeah.
So in the middle, I got Aaron Donald and let's go edges. Myles Garrett on one side and Reggie White on the other side. I won't say Lawrence Taylor because he was more of a 3-4 outside linebacker. So I'm going Myles Garrett one side, Reggie White on the other. Interior, I'm going Aaron Donald, and I'm going I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna sound like a homer here, but I'm gonna say Sue. I'm gonna say Ndamukong Suh.
I was wondering if his name was going to come up. I'm
I
not
was
going to
sitting
lie.
there thinking about it too. I would pick Sue. Then I also thought
Right,
about
who are your 4, Kale?
ends. I would have Phillips.
Phillips?
Lawrence.
Who?
Not Lawrence, sorry. Jesus Christ, I thought of Husker stuff when he said Lawrence Taylor, excuse me.
You're going Taylor
Yeah, and then
on the D line, not as a outside linebacker.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So if it's 4-3, your ends are going to be more D lineman type.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Myles Garrett. I'm gonna skip the other one for right now, and then the
For your
other
interiors.
interior, Mean Joe Green,
That's a good one.
and Warren Sapp was a dog too.
No Aaron Donald.
I don't know. It's such a toss up.
It's tough, man. You got to pick them. I picked my 4. You got to pick your 4.
Honestly, I think Aaron Donald was better than Sue.
I got Sue and Donald in there.
Oh, that's the main two I'm tied up on.
Now, if we're going 3-4, then you're picking more actual D tackle types at the ends.
Right.
My nose tackle in a 3-4. I'm probably going like Vince Wilfork, someone like that.
There you go.
And then my D ends, probably still going Reggie White and probably Aaron Donald, because Aaron Donald could play end in a 3-4.
Yeah, you know who I would play at middle linebacker?
And then my outside linebackers in a 3-4 would be Lawrence Taylor and James Harrison.
There you go. Linebacker, I would put Tiki Barber.
Tiki Barber was a running back.
Oh, his brother then.
Rondé Barber was
I get those twins mixed up.
Rondé Barber was a corner.
I thought he played line. Or not line.
Linebacker?
Middle. Yeah, I thought he played.
No, Rondé Barber was a corner, and then later in his career was a safety.
Oh.
He was a DB.
Whoops. Anyway, then if that's the case.
My outside linebackers in a 3-4, Lawrence Taylor, James Harrison, and then my 2 insides are going to be Ray Lewis and this dude was a stud when he played. He kind of had a shorter career, but he was a stud. Patrick Willis.
I forgot about Patrick Willis, and he suffered that injury and shit.
Or maybe Bobby Wagner. Or no, I got to go Levante David.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis and Levante David.
Dude, that would be a killer linebacker.
And then the outsides, Lawrence Taylor and James Harrison.
Yeah.
Forget about it. And then
you're not winning any games.
And then I'm going to switch out Will Fork I'm going to put my DNs. So Donald and Reggie White. Actually, no, I'll go Reggie White, Myles Garrett, and Donald in the middle. And there you go. There's my defensive front all time in a 3-4. My nose tackle is Aaron Donald. The ends are Garrett and Reggie White. And then my linebackers are Ray Lewis, Levante David, Lawrence Taylor, James Harrison.
I got
Try running on that.
And then for a corner safety,
And then secondary.
Ed Reed. Ed Reed got to be in there.
So my corners, I'm going my boundary side corner, I'm going Darrelle Revis all day. My field side corner, who's going to be more make a play on the ball, try to get a pick six, I'm going Deion Sanders. My safeties, I got to go Ed Reed at free safety, Troy Polamalu at strong safety.
Question. Which Deion Sanders? Are we talking about Cowboys, Falcons, or...
Prime Deion Sanders. I'm just going to say prime Deion in his prime.
Okay. It's about Cowboys.
Yeah. Cowboys, 49ers, Falcons.
I want to make a 4-3, Sam.
You want to do a 4-3?
I want to make a 4-3.
Okay, I just did my 3-4.
Okay.
Do your 4.
I'm behind, but my
right,
4.
Do your Chat GPT 4-3, Daniel.
Thank you. The name that came up a lot that I didn't hear from you guys, obviously you have a lot more depth, but JJ Watt.
JJ Watt's a good one to throw in there on the end.
Yeah, good honorable mention.
And then honestly, Reggie White, there was like literally no contest. I was like, pick Reggie White. Just pick that guy on the other end.
Reggie White's a stud.
And then I don't know these names
and
well.
Eagles legend.
Mean Joe Green showed up, but I wouldn't put him in there. I found Bob Lilly.
Okay.
And again, Aaron Donald. I was like, pick Aaron Donald on the inside.
You know, I'm surprised looking back when we had Will on. We're Packers and Eagles fans. We never once talked about Reggie White, who's a legend for both teams.
Idiots.
Anyway,
Missed
continue, Daniel.
But yeah, using my AI skills, my singular finger typing skill, I was able to assemble that line. I wanted to feel included.
So you're four then, just your
my,
4.
My 4.
Not your 4-3.
Sorry, I just meant that
Your D line.
Yeah, my D line.
So you did JJ Watt and Reggie White on the ends.
Yep.
Aaron Donald in the middle and
Bob Lilly.
Bob Lilly.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's an old school name.
It's in there forever.
Okay, cool. That's fun. I like doing that kind of stuff sometimes.
Well, it encourages me to look at positions
Maybe
more.
next week we'll do our all-time offenses.
Ooh,
That'll be fun.
that would be fun.
Receiver, offensive line, and like every
Quarterback.
Yeah.
Can
Running
Randy
back.
Moss still catch with one hand
We'll have
in
to-
this prime?
We'll have to also determine which type of offense. Are we going fullback or are we going 3 wide receivers?
Or spread.
Or spread, yeah.
You running that there shotgun?
You like running that there shotgun?
Well, put the mark on it, boys. We got to come up with one for all 3 of those scenarios.
I'm only doing one.
I'll do all 3.
I'll do all 3 as well.
I love that stuff. Is so much fun to me. One more
need to
team
do
to
the
talk
research.
about in the NFL, and we got Seattle. Former Seahawks legendary quarterback Russell Wilson retires from the NFL and will join the CBS Sports broadcasting team. Despite how his last few years went in Denver and Pittsburgh and New York,
I don't want to talk about it.
Russell Wilson really, really was that dude when he was in Seattle.
Yeah, he was. He was.
And I saw, I don't know if you called it a meme or it was more just a post that said,
Retirement, let's ride.
well, no,
Oh my
it was
gosh.
something more along the lines of Russell Wilson. He's kind of the Steve Young of this era because he was never really appreciated while he was playing, but we're going to look back and be like, yeah, dude, Russell Wilson was a stud.
Most certainly.
And Steve Young, it's kind of the same thing. Like Steve Young was never like the best while he played because during his era, you had Brett Favre, you had John Elway, you had Dan Marino, you had Troy Aikman. I wouldn't say Troy Aikman's better than Steve Young, but he won all those Super Bowls.
I can't even count the number of people. Now, I know you guys are more intense in your Madden, but I can't count the number of people that I played in casual Madden who either picked RG3 or Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
legitimately, I played the Seahawks over and over because that dude could run.
Back in the early mid 2010s, like it was Russell Wilson, RG3. Like the running quarterback was kind of Colin Kaepernick was making a big splash at that time too. But yeah, it's legendary career for Russ. Is he a first ballot Hall of Famer?
I can find it.
No.
Do we pick him as first ballot?
Pick him as one.
Is he now?
No,
he's not now.
He's not now, but I'm asking, will he be one?
No.
I mean, with the way that the league handled their last decisions, exactly. Sam knew exactly where I was going.
I don't think
there's no chance that you could make him first ballot. How did you not make
Belichick
first ballot?
I think if the Patriots didn't win that Super Bowl, I think he probably could have had a chance as a first ballot, but I don't think so at all. Second ballot, maybe more likely, but
right.
Oh, well, I don't know, man. I think he never won a league MVP.
That is true.
That hurts his chances a little bit, but neither did Drew Brees. And Drew Brees is going to be a first ballot.
Yeah.
We could make a whole episode on ballot.
He is first ballot. He made the Hall of Fame this last year.
And he's going to induct it next month.
Yeah.
We could make a whole episode over ballot picks for sure.
So, but Drew Brees won Offensive Player of the Year twice and has led the league in every major statistical category at one point. So, Russell Wilson never did that. And Russell Wilson just had a very lackluster end to his career. Finishing last year as third string on the Giants is not great. So I think he'll make it one day. I don't think he's first ballot though. Moving on to their current quarterback, Sam Darnold, said there hasn't been much of a transition with new OC Brian Fleury. Seattle's former OC Clint Kubiak left the team after their Super Bowl winning season, is now head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. So yeah,
that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, I feel like
I'd agree.
That's good for him because a guy like Darnold, like he's recently seen success in the league. He's seen a lot in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, he really popped off
after being labeled a bust. And as long as you can keep it simple for him and he can get the ball, he's Jackson Smith and Jigba, Cooper Kupp, Rashid Shaheed, whoever it is, he's got weapons. And yeah.
Inside that bus, there was money. Ching.
Yeah. So.
All right.
I don't have anything else for NFL. I don't know, Kale, if you.
I didn't have a lot for college.
So.
I showed up hoping we would talk about football.
Daniel, is there anything you'd like to add for your first episode back?
Man, I'm saying this is where I need to be. This is the environment that encourages me to grow and challenges me to do something different. I'm around guys that have the knowledge and the experience. You guys make it possible to make football a part of my life, and I want to do that. So,
yeah, football.
Well, Danny Boy or Sam, you guys figure out who's going to close it out here. So,
thanks for listening, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Everyone who takes the time out of their day, their busy lives, to listen to us ramble about football and our personal lives and all that fun stuff. Thanks, Daniel, for joining us once again. It's fun to have you. I like having you on.
See you another 6 months.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to check out Agent Life Media Group and check out Touch and Base, Talking Dirt, Uses Assumptions. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a blessed weekend. Have a great week. We'll see you next time. Peace out. Bye.
Peace out. Bye.
Peace out. Bye.